Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ABDULLAH HANIF MUTHOHHAR and I want to presentation about uh, topics teaching English for young learners. And the part of this presentation is 1. The concept of teaching English. 2. The characteristic of young learners SD, SMP, SMA. 3. The problem of teaching young learners. 4. The ways of teaching English for young learners. And the end is the conclusion about my presentation. Okay, I want to add in part 1, the concept of teaching English. Teaching is a process in which one individual teaches or instructs another individual. Teaching is considered as the act of imparting instruction to the learners in the classroom situation. It is watching systematically considered is a manipulation of the situation where the learner will acquire skills and insight with his own intention. That was some speak from the way. Okay, we are going instead to second part. Second part is the characteristic of young learners SD, SMA, SMP, SMA. Okay, the characteristic of young learners is 1. Characteristic of elementary school age. Elementary school age, or we say is SD. The characteristic of elementary school age children are happy to play. It's 1. 2. Like to move. 3. Like to work in groups. And 4. Enjoy feeling doing things directly. Okay, is now second part of characteristic is SMP students or junior high school students. First, the occurrence of imbalance in the proportion of height and weight. 2. The beginning of the emergence of secondary sex characteristic. 3. Likes to compare the roles, or is that we say membandingkan peraturan. And the 4 is ethical values or norms with reality that's occur in adult life. And the third second of part of characteristic is SMA or high school students. First, development is in cognitive attitude. Cognitive abilities continue to develop throughout high school. However, after all, not all cognitive changes in high school lead to increased potency. Second, development in emotional attitude. At this time, the level of emotional characteristic will discretely increase in the speed. The emotional symptoms of adolescence, such as feelings of affection, anger, fear, pride, shame, love, hate, hopes, and despair, need to be observed and understood properly. Okay, we are going inside to third part of this presentation. Third part of this presentation is the problems of teaching young learners. First, Problem of teaching young learners. Lack of preparation in teaching. As a teacher, of course, you must have planned in teaching for the next academic years. Teachers who are less prepared in teaching can be detrimental to the development of students academically. Second, diverse student behavior. As a teacher, it might be difficult for you to understand each student's characteristic because there are many students you meet at school. 3. Or third, help in interests and talent students. Teachers must help students in discovering his talents, interests, and potential and hobbies actually. By the channeling students' interests and talents appropriately, it can improve students' learning and motivation. On the other hand, if not managed properly, it will cause problems for the students, teacher, and even schools. Okay, we are going to part 4 of this presentation is the ways of teaching English for young learners. The ways of teaching English for young learners. First, master the subject matter. Indeed, teachers not the only source of the students' learning. They can learn from books, internet, or other relevant sources. Source. Second, teaching in a different way. Teachers, these teachers must be motivate students in learning. This is very important to make students motivate in learning because students can improve their skills, their potential, or other. Do it in a different way every time you teach in the class because it will make students not full happy on your teaching class. Third, discipline and responsible. The two words above are easy to say but difficult to apply. Teachers must be able to place himself as a figure in being disciplined and responsible. The conclusion or part 5 of this presentation. Conclusion of my presentation actually. Learning activities are the core of activities at school because our learning activities to achieve the success of the learning process for every student who is undergoing learning at the school. Learn different students, then therefore it takes a teacher who has creativity and knowledge in carrying out of his obligation as teacher or mentor and coach and so on. Okay, that's all my presentation, so thank you for your attention. I'm really sorry will I have a problems or other, so yeah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.